What's going on, YouTube? Back at you with another cooking video. Today I'm making tacos. I'm making beef barbacoa. This is Spanish recipe. They use beef or lamb. I'm using beef. I'm using chuck roast today, which is also called the poor man's brisket. But it's funny, me personally, I usually get better results with chuck roast than I do with brisket for some reason. But this was a whole chuck roast, and I just cut it into three portions because what I'm going to do is smoke it before I put it in the slow cooker. So I cut it so it would have more surface area to absorb the smoke, and I just seasoned it with salt and pepper. And then, as you can see, I have this pan with water, some onions, and some garlic. This is just the garlic that comes out of the jar that you get from the grocery store. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that, but for now it's just going to go as a water pan in my smoker to keep the meat from drying out, but it'll also be used to go with the barbacoa later. So I got the smoker heated up to temperature, so I'm going to get this beef on there and get going, and I'm going to give it about a 2-hour smoke and then going to continue. So I'll be right back with you. Always remember, if you like the content of my channel, remember to hit that like button, subscribe, and comment. And turn on your notifications because I will have more content coming. Be right back with you. Let's get this beef barbacoa going. Okay, so we're back out here with my trusty smoker. She's holding steady at around 250, which is right where we want her. I got some hardwood lump charcoal and also some applewood chunks in it. Got my chuck roast out here, getting ready to throw it on the smoker. Also, you see I got my drip pan in there. That's gonna keep the meat from drying out. That's my water, it's water in there, the onions and the garlic. And it's also gonna catch the drippings from the chuck roast. And we're gonna use that liquid later on in making this barbacoa. So for now, I'm just gonna get these chunks on here and just gonna let them smoke for about 2 hours at 250 to 300 and get a nice little smoky taste on them before I move on to the next step of the recipe. So be right back with you. Okay, YouTube, so we're back. While the meat smokes, so it takes a smoke bath, as I like to refer to it too, I'm gonna make the barbacoa sauce. So the chief ingredient is these chipotle peppers and adobo sauce. You could get these anywhere. They come in a can. There's usually, you need about 4 of them, I say, for the recipe. There's usually maybe 4 to 5 of them in a can. So I just dropped 1 can of those in the food processor. So that's like I said, that's the chief ingredient of this sauce. Got some fresh garlic. This is roughly about 6 cloves. If you don't like garlic, do not come to dinner at my house because I'm one of those people who think garlic goes in everything. Now I got some good old beef stock. Why? Because beef can never be too beefy. Lay it back on. Now I'm just gonna let this thing go. I'm going high for a little bit. Yeah, I just let it go on high for a little bit. You want it to kind of puree. So now I'm gonna just hold this pulse and let it go for a little bit more. Let's see what we got. Looks pretty good, but might let it go for a little bit more. So I'm just gonna pulse it. Just get it real nice. Just get it real nice and blended up. I think that's good. So now pretty much the base of our sauce is ready. So now we just have to wait for our meat to finish smoking and move on to the next step. So I'll be right back with you. Okay, so this chuck roast has been going for about an hour. Grill is steady holding at 250. If you're into grilling, I'm telling you, do yourself a favor, especially if you like the live fire and the charcoal and the wood taste. do yourself a favor and get you one of these ceramic Kamado style grills. They hold temperature like no other. This thing is holding real steady at 250. Let's see what we looking like. Yep, getting some nice smoke on that thing. Getting some drippings down in that pan. That's exactly what we want. So we're gonna let these go for another hour in this smoke. This delicious hardwood lump charcoal, all natural, and applewood chunks. So be right back at you. Okay, so we are back. Like I said, that thing has been holding at 250 like a champ. So let's see what we got. Nice. So what I'm gonna do is take these chunks off and put them directly in the innards of the crock pot, the slow cooker. Yep. And this drip pan, we're gonna save that because that's real good. So we're gonna take that off and take it back in the kitchen and continue on. Be right back with you. Okay, so I have this sauce I made, and this is the drippings from when I smoked the meat with the onions, the garlic. It's just about a cup maybe. I'm gonna pour it in here. I'm gonna pour the onions, everything in there. Then I'm going to put the lid back on. I'm just pureeing it again. Let's see what it looks like. Yep, looks good. Hit it one more time. That's gonna be our barbacoa sauce. So next step coming up. Okay, so I got all that delicious smoked beef that we made earlier, and I poured that barbacoa sauce on top of it. Got the slow cooker liner in there to keep the slow cooker clean. So now, the only thing we have to do is just put the lid on, turn the slow cooker on, and let it go. Be right back with you with the finished product. So the barbacoa beef has been in the slow cooker for about 4 hours. What I'm doing now is just taking a fork and just gonna break it up a little bit. Still not as tender as we wanted. We want it to kind of fall apart, but it's breaking apart. So it's still got some time to go. But it's coming along. Just gonna let it go for a little bit longer and revisit it. So here we go, back to this barbacoa. It's been in here for about 4 hours. It's starting to break apart with the fork, easy. That's what you want. Still not done, so we're gonna let it cook a little bit more. We're just gonna break it apart. I don't know what the hell is wrong with my dog. Running around, act like something spooked her, but there's nothing in here. But just gonna break this meat up with a fork. It's tender, comes apart, sitting in that sauce with all those chilies and everything else. Still not done yet though. Gonna let it cook a little bit more. Well, not a little bit, just gonna let it cook down. But it's coming along. So, be right back at you. So after I shredded the meat and let it cook down for, I'm going to say about an hour, I'm going to add these tomatoes with green chilies. These are left over that I had from something else I cooked. And I'm just going to pour this in here. It'll thicken it up, and it'll also knock down some of the spiciness from those peppers. So I'm gonna throw those in there, and I'm gonna, mix them in real good. Let this thing continue to cook. By the time this is done, you won't even see those tomatoes. They'll be all the way cooked down. But those chipotle peppers are super spicy, so gotta kind of cut them with some acidity, and the tomatoes are perfect for that. So I'm gonna let that continue to cook down and be right back with you. Here we go. Okay, about 5 hours in. Still a little spicy, but it tastes pretty good. I don't know why my dog is flipping out. My wife just got home, but gonna add some cloves, just a little bit. Cut down on a little bit of the spiciness. So we're gonna dump that in and stir it up. You hear that dog barking? That's one of my lines of defense. It's guns and Q. I'm all about self-defense. I have an alarm on my house and I have a dog. So, like I always say, if you get up in here and you manage to get to where me and my family are, somebody's going to be awake and somebody's going to be getting a shot off at you. But this isn't a self-defense or a gun video. This is a foodie video. So, like I said, I just stirred those cloves and those bay leaves up in there. Gonna let this thing continue to cook, continue to simmer. It's on low in a slow cooker. It's cooking down real nice. This is gonna be real good. Beef Barbacoa, baby. So yeah, it's been about 8 hours. This barbacoa is done. Look at that. Just fell apart. All those spices, aromatics. I'm gonna throw this on some tacos. Check it out. All right, so I'm gonna put these tacos together. So I'm gonna take some of this barbacoa meat. This is good. I already warmed up these soft tortillas or taco shells, if you want to call it. So just throwing that meat on top of them. And throw a little bit more on this one. They look uneven. I want them to be even. All right. So now I'm just gonna throw a couple radishes. Radishes are a big thing for like street tacos. So throw a couple, I'm gonna say 3 slices on each one. Just gonna throw some raw onions because I like those. That's my thing. Some fresh cilantro. Cilantro goes good with everything. And then gonna throw some pico de gallo on top of that. That's always good. let's throw a little bit more for good measure. That looks good. And then, last but not least, just a little bit of cheese. This is the Mexican 3-cheese blend. Monterey, cheddar jack, and what is it? Monterey, cheddar. Yeah, shredded cheddar and Monterey Jack. So, look at these tacos. That's gonna be some good stuff. I'm getting ready to eat that. Get ready to tear them up. So there you have it. Beef barbacoa tacos, done by me. So, like I always say, if you like the content of the channel, hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment. Turn on your notifications because you'll get notified every time I drop new content. And as you can see, I got plenty coming up. We're not done. We're just getting started. Peace. Get it done and have fun. We are out.